This next speaker is a teacher who transformed her classroom in just a few short months. Her story blew me out of the water when I heard it a few months ago, and I knew we had to bring her here. She's a 4th grade language arts teacher at Garfield Prep Academy in the Southeast District of Columbia. Before we bring her out on stage, though, I thought it'd be really good if we could show you a video of what it's really like with her 4th grade students in DC. Let's roll that clip.
Hi, baby. Good morning. It's our jobs as teachers to find the ways and the tools for personalized learning. We're unique and we're different, so we're not all going to learn the same way. Personalized learning in my classroom looks like everyone doing the same task, but in a different way.
Miss Graves is amazing.
She's the best reading teacher in the whole world.
Miss Graves she's a great teacher. She'll go above and beyond figuring out what she can do and how she can tailor her instruction for even just one kid.
We really do our best to serve the whole child. I know that teaching is my purpose. It's why I was put on this earth.
There's so many different ways that kids can learn things. There's no one right way.
Absolutely. Finding that way for that kid, and then it's off and running for them, you know?
I love Class Notebook. I've often thought, where has this been my whole entire teaching life? I'll put them together.
Advice.
Good job. I love how you... This tool is incredible. It helps my children become more organized. Everyone's engaged. Everyone feels successful. And that's certainly what I want for all of my children. I'm so proud of you. Good job, bud.
The OneNote class notebook helped me because if I don't know some words, I just go to Immersive Reader and it can say it for me.
Oh gosh, Immersive Reader has helped the comprehension in my classroom. I see better fluency, see better engagement, and the kids are taking more ownership. People who serve tend to forget about themselves, but it's so important that we take care of ourselves so that we can take care of others. OneNote has given me the time back that I need for my own balance. And most of all, what I see are students who feel more confident in their own learning.
Good evening. It's an incredible honor to be surrounded by educators to share my story, and I want to thank Microsoft Education for the opportunity. My story starts here at the Garfield Preparatory Academy, located in Southeast Washington, D.C., where I have the privilege of serving some of the smartest, most resilient, amazing, and strongest students around. 98% African American, 100% free and reduced lunch, 13% special education. It started off as a typical school day last November. Got my kids in, ready to settle down to learn. Then it happened. Destruction. The beloved laptop that I had been in a faithful work relationship for the last 6 years crashed. Like any good teacher, I played it cool in front of the class, didn't show the panic on my face, but on the inside, I was totally freaking out, thinking, what am I going to do about a laptop? Where am I going to find a new laptop? How am I going to get a new laptop? Where am I going to get it from? I don't even have time for this kind of inconvenience in my life. On top of all of that, there were a classroom full of 4th graders ready to be taught right then and there without a computer. So like any good teacher, I just had to go old school on them. Yet, I was in denial and without a computer for many weeks. Winter break rolls around. I have a little time to research and explore my options. I discovered a Microsoft Surface Pro. And then I thought, I think this is the laptop that I'd like to start my new work relationship with. While waiting for it to arrive, I discovered the Microsoft Educator Community. I was intrigued. What's this? professional development courses that I can select for myself that interest me, that I can take at my own pace, and that's full of practical information that I could use right then and there. This was different, but I liked it. One course led to another, and then I would discover the course that would revolutionize my classroom and instructional practice in guided reading and close reading. OneNote class notebook, a teacher's all-in-one. Yes, give it up. I discovered learning tools, and after realizing how they could support my kids, I got so hyped. So I decided to dedicate myself to the paperless process. With resources being so limited, I had to figure out how I would get devices into the hands of all of my students. So I wrote a grant for Donors Choose. I got 5 tablets funded, went to my principal, explained to him the vision that I had for my classroom and the resources that I had obtained. He said, "Great idea, Graves, and I think I'll supply the rest of the devices so that you can go one-to-one." I was like, yes, and I was full of gratitude and excitement. That lasted all of 1 minute, because then I'd realized a new challenge was at hand. How and when am I going to teach my kids about Office 365, but most importantly, how to use Class Notebook? I found out that our district is fortunate enough to have access to a Microsoft Learning Consultant. That's him there. Yes, yes. This is Zia Hassan. Hey, Z. I know he's watching right now. I reached out to him, and I explained to him what I wanted to do with my class, and he was more than happy to come out and support. I selected the 5 students that I knew could learn it quickly and then teach their peers. Z came out maybe once or twice every 2 weeks until all the kids got it. And we rolled the tablets out 5 at a time, until everyone was till we were one-to-one. Now, this is a point in my story where I have to address all of the school leaders. If you're a school leader, could you raise your hand, please? Okay, good. Give it up for the school leaders, yes. But I gotta tell you guys, what I noticed about Principal Branch is it wasn't a matter of just throwing technology into my classroom. He provided the flexibility in our instructional block, the much needed encouragement to me and my kids, but most of all, and he provided the human resources. What do I mean by that? Well, there were times when even Principal Branch was in the classroom helping kids log on to Office, answering questions about Class Notebook, and most of all, acting like the IT person in troubleshooting and fixing technology that was not behaving. As a result of their constant tactical support, patience, and encouragement, some dynamic differentiation took place in my classroom. If you teach Common Core, you are aware of the challenges that close reading poses for struggling readers. Immersive Reader gives my students the support that they need by allowing the first read to be independent without being singled out and coming to my table so that I could read for them. I've noticed how they like to turn on the syllable function, which breaks down each word in the text. One of my struggling readers told me, "I like to use it because it helps me say the word on my own." This tells me that he's practicing his decoding skills. My students use dictation and audio to record their answers as a way of maximizing their class time. Check out what one of them told me. That's not the right slide. Sorry. Check out what one of them told me as I was checking through their notebooks and just stumbled on this audio. I I didn't think I'd have enough time to finish typing, so I tried to talk the answer out by recording my answer. I thought it would be quicker because I knew I had other classwork to finish that I needed to finish so I could go outside for recess. For my proficient and high flyers, Learning Tools gives them the opportunity to think beyond the text, diving deeper into concepts, content, and central messages. And I can't even express the increase in academic conversation that you hear in my classroom. When you're listening to a fourth grade conversation about the Boston Tea Party and you hear a fourth grader say, "Where did you get that source information from? I don't know if I could trust that." On the inside, you're like, "What?" In addition to Learning Tools, Class Notebook has given me the capability to share a simple running record as I instruct in guided reading. While my student is reading on their device, I annotate the text on mine. And since OneNote allows us to share the work, we refresh our screens, have a quick debrief, and my student walks away from my guided reading table with a visual record of their miscues. Imagine how this has changed the conversation when a parent asks, "How can I help my child at home read better?" I provide them with a parent link to their child's notebook and remind them that with internet connection and a device, they have everything they need. Using audio has increased fluency in my classroom. My students record themselves reading, play it back, and listen to how they sound. This has caused many of them to reflect on their own reading practice. They are given as many opportunities as they need or want to re-record until they sound as smooth as silk. The look of pride on their faces when they realize they sound better reading, well, that's priceless. So if I could tell teachers anything, it would be dive in. Take time to explore the Microsoft Educator Community. That's where I discovered the ideas and strategies that transformed my classroom. Dive in by reaching out to those who can support you. Dive in, work with what you have, and seek out what you can get. It wasn't easy, and there were many days when I wanted to throw in the towel. I said the old way is easier, it's more convenient, and it still works too. But when you look at that face and realize that the old way is not the best way for his future, you press forward and you dedicate yourself to the process. So my story ends like this. I am a reading teacher, but after all, destruction led to a discovery that ignited a dedication. And as a result, dynamic differentiation is what learning looks like in my classroom. Thank you.
Thank you, Merlyne. Thank you so much. Okay, so everyone is so inspired, and they all agree that having a supportive administrator is really, you're super lucky for that, right? So for the teachers, though, that have an administrator that's got maybe a much bigger school that they're worried about, or, you know, have other things that they're focusing on, what suggestions do you have for the teacher who is kind of in on it on their own? Like, how could they get started using OneNote?
Well, definitely the Microsoft Educator Community. I mean, all week here at ITSE, I've been seeing the words find your tribe, find your vibe, find your tribe, and I certainly found my tribe on the Microsoft Educator Community. It's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Merlyne.
Yeah.
One more round of applause for her and her fantastic kids. Thank you.